Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Kickin It with Karan. We're here in the Cloud Experience Center today, and we're going to be talking to one of our customers.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Why don't you introduce yourself to our audience? What do you do? Who do you work for? Et cetera, et cetera.
My name is Amro Shihadah, and I'm co-founder and chief operating officer at IDenTV. We specialize in artificial intelligence and machine learning, specifically using computer vision, automated speech recognition, so speech to text.
NLP?
And NLP as well. Essentially what we do is we're kind of like a reverse water filter, where any type of content, whether it's structured or unstructured, whether it's from a drone or from social media, feeds through our platform, and we're able to juice the contextual metadata, which is why we call it the video juicer, and provide deeper insights, deeper searchability, deeper interactability with big video data.
So it's like, I'm kind of overly simplifying this, but is it like a library of videos that I could contextually go and write something and it would tell me where, when, how in the video those things happen and give me metadata about it? Is that
so you'd be able to search as if it was a conversation. So you'd say, let me see person XYZ with person ABC in New York City on the red carpet. That might be an application. Or in the security and public safety space, I need to know if these persons of interest are here, or if there's any unusual activity or anomalous activity. I need to be alerted from all these big video streams in real time.
Oh, in real time, so it's not just like historical video, like if I'm I remember way back in the day, I worked with the British Libraries, the largest library in Europe, and they had this millions of hours of content that they wanted to transcribe and do all this stuff. So you could not only just do that, but you could do live sports.
Yes, absolutely.
Who just scored that try, or
Exactly. Yeah. So not only that, not just who just scored that try, but whoever scored that try, maybe their competitor on the field was queued up for an advertisement. Now let's queue up who just scored that try and their sponsor and sell it at a premium.
Oh wow! Okay, so that's how you monetize, right? Is this a platform for enterprises? Can Joe Blows like me and go use it, or
our goal is to make it used by non-technical users, business professionals.
Right.
You don't need a data science team, because if you had one, you wouldn't need us. Is kind of the point. So what we've done is we've created an interface that you can easily interact with. You can plug it in, to the cloud storage. You can plug in a hard drive. You can do all sorts of live streams to it, and then you can actually augment the engines we have using a user interface and uploading 50 different examples of your face, or even a 10-second clip, which then we can then create unique clusters and IDs of that face, and you just type in your name, and now you're in the system.
So how is it actually accessible? Is it like a web portal that I go to?
Yeah, it's a web portal.
And so you run it as a SaaS platform, essentially?
Yes. Right? So we run it as a SaaS platform, but we also have robust APIs for the technical folks who don't need the user interface, who don't need that business analyst type feel and want to get right to the meat of computer vision or speech recognition.
Awesome. Okay, so I mean, this is a pretty awesome space, because it just so happens coincidentally that some of my team works on accelerated hardware like GPUs, and we work a lot with NVIDIA and things. And so, what are you doing in that space in NLP? And are you doing any I'm guessing you're doing lots of training, and essentially when you've got a bunch of trained models, and then you're feeding your frames through, and then you're inferring upon those frames using your trained models. Kind of explain kind of the nitty gritty of the geeky stuff.
Absolutely. So what we do is we have a library of models. So let's just say you're doing a batch upload, and you upload one video. You select the engines you'd like to use. Let's say it's facial recognition, brands and logos, speech to text, and activity recognition, such as shooting or explosions, for example. Those engines actually then run concurrently and intelligently sample the frame rates. So we reduce the sampling size to reduce the costs and reduce the workload on the GPUs. Then we introduce tracking algorithms that allow you to say, okay, is this Amro Shihadah? He turns his face away, turns back. Yes. So in that time, we didn't have to waste resources and our end customers' money making sure it was, that same person.
Right. So the inferencing, is that running client side, or is that like you're feeding that as a server side? Like, are you running inferencing on like hungry GPUs, or you're running it on like a phone? Like, I'm kind of trying to understand.
So at the moment, it's running on server side. We're pushing towards the edge, so you can access it from your phone. So you can even take a video on your phone, take it and upload it directly using the web interface, and leverage the power of the cloud essentially to really get the analytics you need in real time.
Right. And latency is generally not an issue for you guys?
No, so essentially as long as the content is, that's exactly when you'll get your results.
Oh, I see. Got it. Oh, cool. That's very cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm hearing is that really your crown jewel is all of this sort of business knowledge and the sort of the AI work that you're doing. Video analytics just happens to be one of the use cases that you're starting with, but sort of the possibilities could be like everything, right?
Absolutely, and that's kind of the double-edged sword.
Yeah.
The possibilities are everything. There's a lot of use cases, but we see video as growing to be 80% of what users consume in global internet traffic, and understanding what's in that video is really key to being able to monetize it, to increase engagement, to hit the key performance indicators that people who have to deal with this large quantity of video need.
Cool. That's super awesome. So we're here at Oracle. Why Oracle?
Why Oracle? So we started with the Oracle for Startups program. The startup team themselves have been so much like family. Yeah. And that's such a difference than other cloud providers or other technology companies in working with them. They're like, here's a 4-digit code, have fun using the system.
So you have been then like playing around with OCI a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually deployed on OCI, and we're deployed on OCI in the EMEA as well in the UK. And we're servicing clients and growing our pipeline, working with the Oracle sales teams.
So what kind of, if I might dig in a little bit, what are the good things and what are the bad things about what you find in OCI?
So the good things are the horsepower. I mean, there's nothing, even if you're doing an apples to apples comparison, the horsepower per dollar is just, you can't compare.
What are you using, by the way? X7, X8, GPUs?
We're using
AMD?
GPUs. We're using a lot of bare metal GPUs, and then we're virtualizing them.
You are on top of it? Okay.
Yes, and so what we're really leveraging is the twin, P100s, twin V100s there, and seeing huge increases in speed. We're talking about 200% increases in being able to train a large convolutional neural network, and that's a lot of data.
And mostly you're doing convolutional, not RNNs or anything like that?
We do RNNs and LTSMs, all sorts of different models, but mostly convolutional neural networks. And in doing so, we have the ability to be iterative. So we're not waiting weeks to find out that this, had some bad training data in it, and then we have to go and locate where that was and things of that nature. So we can iterate quickly and basically improve and constantly deliver, these, what I call the last mile in AI. So a lot of the other providers, they have these great, fancy, well-marketed solutions, but at the end of the day, you can't take it on-prem, you can't take it off their cloud, you can't customize it, you can't interact with it. So, and the results are all different thresholds and not actionable. And from what we've seen is that, to survive, you need to be real time, you need to be adaptable, you need to be able to be, on-prem, in the cloud, hybrid, edge processing, and you need to really be able to address the client's need from A to Z, not stopping at the 90% mark.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing some insights and thoughts. I'll go work on it right away. But join us next time for another episode of Kickin' It with Karan. See you later.
Thanks.